Okay, pass it over.
Nice one.
See, I told you nothing would happen.
Hello everyone and welcome to another Fowl Original with me, good old Fowl Original. How the hell is everyone here on this Thursday episode of Fowl Original's Newsround, the show that gives you the news from the UK with a twist. Hello there, Lethal Boy, how you doing? That was our intro to the show. That was a TV show called Babes in the Wood, starring a young Samantha Janus and other people. Carl Howman, he was a pretty big deal in the UK back in the day. He was in EastEnders and stuff and loads of stuff. But anyway, today's big story, and as I said, I comb through the news articles and see what I can figure out for you. And if you like the intro to this show, then you'd also like to go to a little website that I've heard of. It's a little website. It's called fowloriginal.com. If you go to fowloriginal.com, you can help support the channel in many different ways. Obviously, you can help by sharing, and subscribing, but you can also go to support the channel. When you go to support the channel, you can go click this donate button over here. You click this donate button, it hooks you over to the PayPals over there. You can pop in, I don't know, $25 if you want to, and then you can log into PayPal, pass that over. You can make it a monthly donation if you want. $25 is quite a lot of money. If you want to hook that up, then that's fine. But that would go to help support all the content that I make of everything. You can also pop in your credit card there if you want to just donate now via the PayPals. But enough of that shilling and back to the thrilling news. Completely shattered your phone screen. Unfortunate. Now, today's big news, and I feel like this is big news for us here in the UK. It's pretty big news. There's a TV show over here, just to kind of explain to those of you potentially in the US. You know The View. So it's a panel show with female topics, and it's not really like a feminist show, but they have a lot of, it's more of a magazine kind of variety comedy show. They have a lot of people on there, and there's a show over here, obviously you got it in the US, called Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother. Kim Woodburn, who's the lady here in the red, and Coleen Nolan were in the same Big Brother house during a Celebrity Big Brother, and things got a bit heated. Kim Woodburn has been known to play the victim card quite quickly in many a situation, talking about her past abuses and rough childhood that she always alludes to, and because of that she was on Loose Women. Now, while she was on Loose Women, as I said, our version of the View, it's a live show which happens at 12:30 every Monday to Friday on the ITV1, big network over here. Think of Fox, and there was Janice Street Porter. The crackers are at the bottom, so don't even have to type, don't even worry about Lethal Boy. Now, so Janet Street Porter was dressed as the judge. It was all played for laughs. And Kim Woodburn came on there, and she pretty much straight away said that Coleen Nolan was two-faced, and that it was not cool what she did, and that she bullied her, and they bullied her at the house. And I want to show it you because I think it's very, very funny. And let's watch it first, yeah, for those of you who haven't seen it. And then once we've watched it, we can kind of talk about like what this means. Because I was like, oh my god, I just watched it earlier on properly. Like, I heard about it and I was a bit like, well, that's just insane, isn't it? So let's find it. Whoops, it was on here before, and they're supposed to try and reconcile, and instead it just became this. But the thing is, the producers already knew it. But anyway, let's get in. and let's have a little play. It's a long video, so I'm going to kind of skip through it a little bit, but just to get a feel of what happened, here is Kim Woodburn and Coleen Nolan, and there's Janet Street Porter in the middle, and let's have a little watch.
What exactly is it that Coleen has done that annoys you so much?
Ask Coleen.
Oh. What, you tell us what she did. We couldn't see anything.
Look, I don't want to let you down with something you told me, but I'm going to because
What did
I
I
have a
tell
feeling
you?
you're not going to be... Folks, I am straight and honest. I came here 3 weeks after I came out of Big Brother. Now, I didn't want to do this, but you're another that's putting the phony act on.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm sorry.
What
I'm
have I
sorry.
said?
So Linda's a phony.
Just a minute.
Is there anyone that isn't a
Just
phony?
a minute. Deny.
I want to quickly stop it there. Hello, Brian. How you doing? Because basically, I've noticed that Kim has like a tell. So if you watch the video, you'll see that her left eye, right eye on the screen, seems to kind of just wander off every now and then, which is really, really, really frustrated. So let's continue to watch.
Now you said this, and I said Coleen was very two-faced. You saw the show. And they said, right, you were sitting there and I was getting up and the camera, we were all leaving the stage. And you turned to me, your exact words were, as a matter of fact, Kim, you said, Coleen admitted she was very two-faced with you.
What a face. What a face. A face that only a mother couldn't love, according to her autobiography, I think. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue.
Now you did.
Oh!
Oh!
Yeah.
Look, she's like a pantomime villain. Sorry.
Okay, let's hear Colleen's point of view.
No.
They just saw the clip.
So you didn't say that?
I'm just repeating what she said
Look, it's all a laugh. Even the audience are laughing, but let's continue.
on the telly.
So you didn't say she admitted she was very two-faced with me?
I'm just saying that.
Oh, she did the eye thing. She did the eye thing.
I think
She was letting you know that she'd
quite
said
a
it.
few
I'm not
people
going to converse on this show because I'm going to tell you why.
Let's just go to
I
Colleen
know,
for a moment.
folks, I know what I went through.
No, let her run.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And this is the point in which I was like, I have lost. Or this is the point, yeah, at which I was like, wow, you know, come on.
I know what I went through.
Awful.
It's like, yeah, Coleen is being very empathetic, yeah, and being very much like, it's totally fine. I'm really, really sorry, yeah, for what happened, yeah. I'm really sorry for what happened in your childhood. But let's continue.
It was
Why do you
awful what
think
you
you-
went through, Kim. Us.
Oh, and this is the point in which they basically, Coleen basically says, yeah, okay, we did bully you, yeah, really, really bad. You were a bit annoying. Sorry. Spoilers.
It was awful.
Folks, don't always believe the person that sits there all demure. Life teaches you that's not the case. I didn't want to come on here, and I'll tell you why. Because I knew she'd sit there, and how do you mean? I knew, I've just said behind the scenes. They asked me to come on, and I said, I don't think I want to come on. I said, because I've told you what happened, and that's the truth.
Actually...
And they said, well, Coleen wants to say something to you.
Kim.
I come in here, she's sitting there, don't want to say a word.
All right.
I would never have come here. She's supposed to want to speak to me.
My understanding is that you were very happy to come here today and that you said you were completely comfortable with it. But let me turn to Coleen and just hear what Coleen has got to say about the charge of being two-faced.
Yes, I think Kim's right. I was two-faced with Kim in the house. I tried not to be in the beginning. I did try and be the peacemaker because everybody was rowing, and I don't think it helps to all join in the row. I think Kim very, very cleverly, because she is a super fan of the show, of Big Brother, came in to play...
Ooh. And there you go, yeah, the cracks start to show. Now, I just want to quickly skip ahead a little bit because Coleen basically says, yeah, I want to skip ahead to her running out. You should watch the full video at some point, but I'm not going to be one of those channels, all right? So let's just skip ahead, yeah. So they have a little ret-a-tet, and then that's it.
What I did, I didn't tell you how vile you are from day one. That's
You,
what
my
I should
dear,
have done.
you, my dear.
You're a horrible, self-centered,
You believe her.
Publicity seeking witch.
Kim, do you ever look back on your behaviour? I mean,
No, she doesn't.
I'm fascinated
Listen, the
by
only
that
way
syndrome
Kim gets
because
TV is because she comes out and is controversial. You've no talent. That's the only way you get TV.
Oh, you've got no talent. And then that's when basically everyone on Loose Women just like, it's like, imagine if someone went onto The View and they basically said, oh, she's a bit, you know, she's a bit off. And if Whoopi Goldberg came out and started throttling that person, this is what I expect to happen. Let's continue.
That alone tells you how stupid you are.
Show me your talent. What is your talent?
Look,
Why are
what
you
is
in
your talent?
Hang on, I'm going to have to be
We've sold
banging my...
25 million records. I think our talent is there.
So as I said, yeah, like this is like The View. So of this panel, and I'm going to quickly, just for those of you in the US, I'm going to quickly break down who these people are. Yeah. So the one the one to the furthest right of your screen is Linda. I can't remember her surname. I apologize, but she was in Birds of a Feather. She's an actress, singer. Like she does loads of stuff. The one on the furthest left was also some kind of singer. Like they're like these quasi celebrities, like me, but like she has a like hit record. Coleen Nolan was part of the Nolan sisters. Hit records and all that kind of jazz, and she's just presenting and stuff. And then Janet Street Porter used to be like a youth TV producer and like columnist and stuff. Kim Woodburn was on a show called Kim and Aggie, How Clean Is Your House? Where they basically, Linda Robson, yeah, or not of Robson and Jerome, but basically Kim Woodburn has done nothing of any real, like, and this is going to sound real, nothing of any real talent or merit, nothing where you could say, ooh, she did a good job there. And a lot of the time when she doesn't do well in these reality TV shows, then that's it, yeah, it's reality TV show's fault, it's not her fault. But anyway, let's continue back on, yeah, with this, because I wanted to like break down, like, she says that they have no talent.
Just a minute.
What is your talent?
I know.
Tell us what your talent is.
But Kim, can we stop the slanging off for just a moment? Kim, what do you help to gain out of coming on the show today?
Nothing at all. In fact,
But you're here, but why did you come?
I said because you paid me a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And that is, oh, sorry, I didn't even switch over. That is the reason why she is there. Because they have paid her a good amount of money.
Right, okay, so you
And look at Coleen. She's putting her glasses on.
Every single person that was in
she absolutely hates that woman. She absolutely, with all of her fibre of it, hates that woman.
With every single person. I was ganged up on.
All right, Kim, you've got an...
Look at her. She's like, oh, for God's sake, woman, get over it. It was a long time ago. I don't know how long ago. It was a long time ago. But anyway, so let's just skip ahead a little bit. And then she starts going, wah, wah, wah. Oh, I had a bad childhood. And everyone's like, all right, you had a bad childhood. And this is the point at which...
Just a minute, I'm speaking now.
Oh.
A brutal, rotten childhood.
We know.
Oh, terrible. I can't describe what I went through.
We know. We've heard it.
And I went up Big Brother house, and all the memories of those years came back, the bullying they were doing to me. And I was very upset in the house, and I pretended I wasn't. I was terribly upset. They picked on me. This one, cup of tea, Kim, every bloody day. Cup of tea, Kim, yeah. And behind my back, they were slagging me. Oh, stop it, now, I'm telling you this now. If I hadn't had that rotten experience as a child...
Why didn't you leave?
Why didn't you leave?
I wanted the money.
There you go.
Okay, now, Kim...
Okay, and again, yeah, honestly, controversially, when they say, why didn't you just leave? Why didn't you just leave this terrible hellhole? It's because I needed the money, love. What is her talent?
I thought,
I'm sure...
when I was taken out of that room, I thought, do I go back down there and
Coleen is suggesting...
draw on your childhood experiences and toughen up? You did it. You got out of it.
Okay,
and that's what I did.
Kim,
and she can say what she likes.
She wants to draw a line under it.
Well, she could, because she did it, didn't she? So I don't want to draw a line under it.
You don't want to...
Because I will never forget what the likes of her and 7 others put me through.
Okay, well...
I'll never forget it, never.
But...
Because
Kim,
it was sad and awful, and it was blood.
Like, look at that face. That face should be that face, yeah, is the face of a woman who is trying desperately to remain relevant in the news cycle. And as we will talk about in a second after finishing this clip, because she's about to go now, is what...
Kim,
They
that's
were
the
laughing their heads off at
reality.
me.
That's
And she sits there.
Kim, that is
Don't,
a reality
folks,
television.
live in there with them. Live in there, please.
Right.
And don't go by people you see on television. Please don't do that, folks. Don't go by what you see on television, a demure person.
No, please do, because
Please
that's what we
don't,
lived
because
with for 3 weeks.
I lose my temper, but I've got a good heart and soul.
Well,
she sits there.
Okay,
She's as
you've
hard
had
as
your-
nails.
You've had your
Don't do
say.
it, folks.
You've
Don't
had
do it.
your say.
Don't do
Thank
it.
you,
She's a con
Kim.
artist.
Controversial allegations. She's a con artist. Coleen Nolan is a con artist. And here we go, the magic moment.
Kim,
Anyway.
I
She's
wouldn't want to sit and talk to lying
Well, I
trash
think
like
that's
you.
sad. I think we should have drawn
Lying
the line.
trash.
yeah, not good.
So you think what you like?
Terrible thing to
She's
start.
a
Show yourself in your true colours, Kim.
Sitting
You
there
are
with your
showing
sister.
yourself in your true colours.
Now, and it goes on, and it goes on. So basically, that's to give you the intro to this piece and to CBC money and 15 minutes of more, exactly 15 more minutes. That's the only reason you're going to Celebrity Big Brother. But isn't it supposed to be for the charity anyway? Don't you do it for the charities? What is the charities? So let's now go to the first story, which comes off this, because this is what happened after that that article. So from BBC.com, bbc.co.uk. Loose Woodburn, Loose Women faces complaints over Kim Woodburn interview. Ofcom has received more than 3,000 complaints about Wednesday's episode of Loose Women after Kim Woodburn walked off the show in tears. The former How Clean Is Your House presenter was invited on the show to reconcile with Loose Women panellist Coleen Nolan. The pair had a public fallout when they both appeared on Celebrity Big Brother last year. The pair rowed again on Loose Women before Woodburn stormed off set. An Ofcom spokesperson said they had received 3,297 complaints. We are assessing these complaints against our broadcasting rules before deciding whether or not to investigate. A number of viewers accused the panel, which included Linda Nolan, Janet Street Porter and Linda Robson, of bullying Woodburn. Hashtag Loose Women interview with Kim Woodburn was one of the saddest moments of live daytime TV I have seen. An elderly woman in need of support and help is put into a situation where she is outnumbered 4-1 and hit with a barrage of hurtful and petty digs. It was bullying. And then we got broadcast complaints from Ofcom people. Hopefully this terrible show will be taken off air. Hashtag Kim Woodburn, hashtag bullied, hashtag ITV at ITV. I also complained. ITV said in a statement, Kim agreed to come onto the panel today at the invitation of the producers on the understanding it was for a reconciliation with Coleen Nolan. Kim becoming upset was never the intention, and the panel did endeavour to comfort her. She was offered counselling throughout after the show, which she declined. Street Porter was dressed as a judge to mediate their conversation, but it soon descended into accusations. I was going to go, I didn't tell you how vile you are from day one. That's what I should have done, she told Woodburn. Woodburn became tearful as she explained that her time in the Big Brother house reminded her of childhood. And peace talks following Woodburn's sudden exit. Coleen Nolan told viewers, we have got members of our team with Kim backstage. We didn't intend for it to actually end like that. We were genuinely hoping for some kind of reconciliation, but that wasn't going to happen. A spokeswoman for Woodburn told the Press Association that her client was invited onto Loose Women and she was told Nolan wanted to hold peace talks with her. They said Woodburn was briefed and told Nolan would speak first and give her reasons for their row. She was told Coleen wanted to bury the hatchet. However, when Kim walked on set, Coleen refused to speak first and made Kim do all the talking. This left Kim on the spot and out of her depth. This incident has left Kim incredibly upset and she feels disappointed with what happened. A tweet from Coleen Nolan's official Twitter account defended the presenter and retweeted supportive tweets. For clarity, Coleen did not ask for Kim Woodburn to come on the show nor ask to be reunited with her. At Loose Women organised the show. Coleen has no choice no say in their choice of guests. Coleen said as calm as possible whilst being insulted live on air, which was incredibly unpleasant. Did everybody watch the show I was watching? Coleen did not bully Kim. Kim was already defensive before Coleen opened her mouth. Team Coleen all the way. And the reason why I have spent the first 10 odd, Loose Woodburn. Sally Kim will now go on. The news cycle for this will continue for at least another week. she will be back on Loose Women at some point to talk about this. I would not be surprised if she was on this morning, but I would also not be surprised if Kim Woodburn makes a big. She's not going to do it in video form ever again, but I think she'll probably have some kind of article go out there where she goes on about how, you know, she was bullied and stuff. Now, there's another story which has then latched onto this, which I didn't know was going on. So that's the big news, is all over the social medias. Because of this, there was then another article that happened, another part to this story, which is because of this. I'm going to find the article now for you really quickly, which is one second. Hopefully this should find it. So, and then this is from Birmingham Live. As good as any. Coleen Nolan absent from Loose Women day after explosive Kim Woodburn row. The majority of the complaints to broadcasting watchdog Ofcom are about the panel's treatment of the star. Kim Woodburn's controversial appearance on Loose Women has sparked more than 3,000 complaints, and today Coleen Nolan is absent from the daytime show's panel. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Well done for empowering women there, inviting 76-year-old Kim Woodburn on and calling her talentless. 2 family members and her friend ganging up on one person, making her cry. Ofcom, I find the behaviour displayed by the hosts on Loose Women to be disgusting towards Kim Woodburn, especially while discussing mental health on the same show. Bullying a guest and discrediting her experience with child abuse isn't entertaining. And then Coleen taunting Kim Woodburn and saying, yeah, we know, we've heard it, when she opened up about her abusive childhood is just disgusting. Why act like you care about trauma and mental health to then treat another human like that publicly, Loose Women? Woodburn has accused Nolan and some of the other housemates of bullying her when she was in Celebrity Big Brother. And I was going to find, yeah, as a statement. And that's it, really. But that's part of what's going on. So as I said, it's a big news story over here, and it will be. And I just wanted to quickly, about 20 minutes into me talking about it and showing the clip, just very briefly give my opinion on this, because that's what you came here for. So my opinion on this whole bloody drama in, I'm guessing, 30 seconds, because I want to make this nice and concise, is Kim Woodburn knows how to play the game. She also has potentially, and she's had some experiences in her childhood which have led her to react in a certain way and have certain mental health issues, which she has spoken about on occasion, and those are part of, you know, her childhood. And the problem is that you can't use that as a constant shield against any kind of criticism. And when it comes to something like mental health, especially in that situation, you can see that on a live show, Loose Women, and this is something that Jeremy Kyle was accused of many moons ago and still really is that the producers knew that something was going to happen. They knew that she was an explosive character, and they knew that Coleen did not want anything to do with it. And they knew that there would be sparks, and they knew that there would be ratings, and they knew that there would be a viral aspect to what had happened. And unfortunately, this stunt went very, very, very wrong for the producers of Loose Women. Loose Women will not be over. This will just be a news cycle. This is classic Loose Women fodder. This is an ITV special afterwards where Kim and Coleen meet and actually have some kind of mediation. And it will all be on ITV because, you know, and they offered her counselling afterwards. They already knew, they already knew that she was going to be having an issue. Why would they have had, like, aftercare professionals there after the show? This is not Jeremy Cobb. This is Loose Women. This is like a laughing, joking kind of hangout kind of place. This isn't a situation where they think, I mean, the panel were laughing like this was a joke. The audience were laughing like it was a joke. Kim Woodburn took this as some kind of pre-recorded segment where she would have Coleen basically apologise to her, because as in her mind she had slighted her in some way, and if she had, and she admitted to it, and It's just a shame that it went down like that. And I just wanted to talk about it because it's a big old story over here in the UK. And it's not like when we've spoken about before about like distractions in the media and stuff. This is a pretty big distraction, yeah, for what's going on in the real world. But it's a hilarious distraction. So let's just laugh at the fact that there were that many people at home at that time. It is the summer holidays, so probably a lot of those were students that basically went, yeah, man. Yeah. I can't believe how they treated her. That's so bad. And remember that one complaint to Ofcom equals 1 billion complaints. So 3,000 billion people complained. That's 3 million billion people actually complained. So on that, we'll take you to in other news. So in other news today, we've got so many other things that have been going on in the world. I feel like I spent a lot of time on that. But first of all, in other news, actually let's change up my format a little bit. Okay, so in other news, Panasonic to move Europe headquarters from UK to Amsterdam. Panasonic will move its European headquarters from the UK to Amsterdam in October as Brexit approaches. The aim is to avoid potential tax issues linked to UK's decision to leave the EU, said Panasonic Europe's chief executive Laurent Abede. In the run-up to March 2019, Brexit, a number of multinational firms have said they plan to move jobs out of the UK. Several Japanese financial companies have said they intend to move their main EU bases away from London. Panasonic's decision was driven by a fear that Japan could start considering the UK a tax haven if it cuts corporate tax rates to attract businesses. Mr. Abade told the Nikkei Asian Review newspaper. If Panasonic ends up paying less tax in the UK, that could render it liable for liable for a bigger tax bill in Japan. Mr. Abedi told the Nikkei Asian Review that Panasonic had been considering the move for 15 months because of Brexit-related concerns such as access to free flows of goods and people. Japan is a major investor in the UK, where more than 800 Japanese companies employ more than 100,000 people. Britain voted to leave the EU. However, financial firms including Nomura, Sumitomo Mitsui, and Daiwa have already said they will no longer maintain their EU headquarters in London. So, congratulations. Congratulations, Brexiteers. Congratulations, Leave campaign. Congratulations, all of you that wanted to make sure you got the immigrants out. Because you got the immigrants out. And the immigrants were the ones that had the big wallets. And now, yeah, we're no longer the centre of the earth anymore. Great job. Great job. In other news, we also... spoilers. Los Angeles Dine and Dash data faces possible jail time. This is an amazing story. Yeah? So, if convicted, Paul Gonzalez could face up to 13 years in jail. Look at this face. Look at this face. Would you go on a date with this guy? I think I would. An alleged Dine and Dash data accused of repeatedly leaving restaurant bills unpaid is facing the possibility of 13 years in prison. Paul Gonzalez is accused of taking financial advantage of at least 10 women he mostly met on dating apps or websites from May 2016 to April 2018. Prosecutors say he defrauded the women of more than $950, £730 in total. So, like, he just defrauded them like $1,000. 10 women. Pretty cheap dates, £80 each time. The 45-year-old has pled not guilty to extortion, grand theft, and other charges related to the abandoned bills. According to Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, Mr. Gonzalez would take his dates out for dinner at different restaurants around the Los Angeles area. He would then allegedly eat and drink before leaving without paying. Steak and shrimp. 8 of the women say they were forced to foot the bill, while in 2 of the cases the restaurants picked up the tab. A statement from the district attorney's office said. News channel CBS said Mr. Gonzalez allegedly left his dates with bills for extravagant shrimp and steak-filled meals. One of his victims, who preferred to remain anonymous, told CBS she was ecstatic that Ms. Gonzalez was facing possible punishment. I hope he gets what he deserved, she said. Another woman who withheld her name, joked about Mr. Gonzalez's new eating habit behind bars. He doesn't have to worry about meals now. He's going to get 3 square meals a day, she told CBS. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office said Ms. Gonzalez also allegedly received services from a hair salon and again left without paying in what authorities describe as a separate and unrelated incident. He's been going around to loads of businesses and just donning and dashing from them. Mr. Gonzalez, who appeared in court on 27th of August, is being held on $315,000 in bail. Preliminary hearing is scheduled for 7th of September at the Los Angeles County Superior Court. Well, whoa, my God. Oh, my golly God. Like, that guy must have been the Bella de Borlia, because, oh, my God. Like, it's just the things that he did as well. Like, the fact that, come on, man, like, you freaking, like, it's just a really, really weird story, because it's like, he went to a salon, got out without paying. Now, that's just amazing. And the fact that he could go to jail for 13 years over like $1,000, that's insane. But he ate well, and he will eat well from now on. I heard the cock meat sandwich is great in prison. In other news, police seek teen who's robbed a boy's lemonade stand. This story as well, like, I found it from a while ago, but geez, it's from the 6th of, it's an old story, but police in North Carolina are searching for a teenager who say they robbed a 9-year-old boy at gunpoint while the child was selling lemonade. Investigators say the assailant stuck a black handgun to the boy's stomach before fleeing the scene with $17, £13 in cash, on Saturday afternoon. On Sunday, the boy returned to sell drinks at the community pool in Monroe, about 30 miles from Charlotte. Within hours, he had raised over $250 for his landscaping business. Neighbors told WCNC-TV that the boy's organic lemonade stand is well known in the neighborhood, and that he is an entrepreneur who also mows lawns in the community. Never thought in a million years I'd be racing off to pick him up with somebody pointing a gun at him and take his money from just a simple thing of selling lemonade, said Philip Smith, the boy's father. The money that he raised after the robbery will be used to buy a riding lawnmower, his father said. Deputies said the teenager wore a camouflage hat and a black shirt when he robbed the boy, may have stashed a bicycle in the woods, which he used to flee the scene. Detectives later found a trail in the woods where they recovered the hat, a BB gun they believed was used in the crime, and a metal box where the boy had kept his earnings. I've never heard of a lemonade stand robbery, said Tony Underwood of the Union County Sheriff's Office on Sunday. Yeah, exactly. You know, I think people are capable of a lot of things, but not robbing a child at a lemonade stand. That one takes it to a new level. Miss Smith said that his son will continue to sell lemonade, but with added safety precautions. It's not going to stop us, he said. We're going to keep selling lemonade. It's great. It's great. And as we were talking about here, Panasonic to move Europe headquarters from the UK to Amsterdam. Well, let's just say, looks like the UK's chances of financial improvement have gone up in smoke. Yeah! In other news, book found in only Oxfam charity shop sold for £30,000. A book of etchings by a famed Italian artist, which was found in a charity shop. He has fetched £30,000 at auction. Despite being without its front cover, the book attracted the attention of Tim Street, who volunteers at the Oxfam shop in Olney, Buckinghamshire. Mr. Street said he thought the book was a mess before realising it contained work by the 18th century artist Giovanni Battista Piranesi. I've been practicing that all day. It was sold at Shefflin's Fine Art Auctioneers in Cambridge in July. Oxfam shop manager Joanne Papworth-Smith said the book could have been easily overlooked. She said the money raised from the sale will help make a difference to people living in poverty. The book, which was part of a large anonymous donation to the shop, contained 52 drawings of various views of Rome and sold for more than 4 times its initial estimate. Charles Ashton, director of Shefflin, said Piranesi was famous for his etchings of Rome and his drawings rarely come for sale on the open market. The police have the opportunity to offer these important works for sale, and the price achieved was a strong result, which we hope will help Oxfam in its essential work. Giovanni Battista Piranesi was an Italian neoclassical architect and artist who is most famous for his drawings of Rome, as well as fictitious prisons. He was said to be fascinated with the Romans' engineering and architectural ability and was a keen archaeologist. Piranesi's etchings and drawings were amassed at celebrating the preservation of Rome's ancient heritage. Now, that one, yeah, also, wow, I'm surprised that, I mean, it's always implied that potentially people that work in charity shops steal the good stuff. I mean, that just proves that they kind of don't. Now, also, In other news, government proposes energy drinks ban for children. The sale of energy drinks could be banned in England to anybody under 18 amid fears they are damaging children's health, the Prime Minister has said. The government has launched a public consultation on its plans to make it illegal to sell the drinks to children. Energy drinks contain high levels of sugar and caffeine and have been linked to obesity and other health issues. The government is asking for views on what age the ban should apply to, but gave under 16 and under 18 as options. Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales have the power to implement their own bans. Worrying links. UK youngsters are amongst the highest consumers of energy drinks in Europe, researchers previously suggested. The drinks contain high levels of caffeine and sugar, often more than those of standard soft drinks. Excessive consumption has been linked to a range of health issues in children, from obesity, tooth decay, headaches and sleep problems, stomach aches and hyperactivity. The ban would apply to drinks containing 150 milligrams of caffeine or more per litre. Many shops already have their own voluntary bans in place for under 16s, but it is still possible for children to buy the drinks from some retailers and vending machines. Public Health Minister Steve Brine said, "We all have a responsibility to protect children from products that are damaging to their health and education. And we know that the drinks packed to the brim with caffeine and often sugar becoming a common fixture of their diet. Our children already consume 50% more of these drinks than our European counterparts, and teachers have made worrying links between energy drinks and poor behaviour in the classroom. Is caffeine bad for your health? Why, yes it is. What's in energy drinks? Energy drinks contain high levels of caffeine, usually about 80 milligrams in a 250 ml can. In comparison, a 330 milliliter can of classic Coca-Cola contains 32 milligrams, and a can of Diet Coke 42 milligrams. So like double the amount that you'd have in a can of Coke or whatever's. How much caffeine is too much? And what are the health harms of too much sugar? Obesity, tooth decay, type 2 diabetes. There's going to basically, as I said, there's going to be a public consultation following the June 2018 publication of the latest chapter of the government's childhood obesity plan, which commits to halve childhood obesity by 2030. And it will last for 12 weeks, this consultation. So basically, Monster and all of those kind of drinks are going to be, well, they're going to be not outlawed, but there already are, and I was told this today, there already are kind of places where they already ban them to an extent, and you have to be, if you're buying them for the self-service, you need to have an actual, like, age check if you're under the age of 21. It's already kind of imposed in places like Asda, most of the UK supermarkets, to kind of stop the kids from just buying it out, but it doesn't stop them from buying them on Amazon's or something like that. So, well, there you go. Now, also, and then lastly, in other news today, which is a great story, and I love this, is giant Sadiq Khan bikini-clad balloon to fly over London. I mean, just the headline itself, before anything else, makes me laugh. An anti-Khan campaign was launched in response to the baby Trump balloon flown last month. Protesters have been given permission to fly a bikini-clad blimp of London Mayor Sadiq Khan over Westminster. Just look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that face. A crowdfunding anti-Khan campaign was launched following the giant Donald Trump baby balloon flown by protesters during the president's visit in July. Mr. Khan said, "If people want to spend their Saturday looking up at me in a yellow bikini, they're welcome to do so. I really don't think yellow's my colour though." Classic. The giant inflatable, a nod to the beach body ready advert Mr. Khan banned in 2016, has been approved by City Hall, the police and air traffic controllers. The fundraising page for the balloon said, "In light of the Donald Trump baby balloon being allowed to fly over London during his visit to the UK, let's get a baby Khan one and see if free speech applies to all." It adds, "Under Sadiq Khan, we have seen crime skyrocket to unprecedented levels. People in London don't feel safe, and they aren't safe. Khan out." The site also says if the campaign raises any extra money, it will use a continuing campaign to remove Sadiq Khan from office and defending free speech. The Greater London Authority City Operations Team gave permission for the blimp to fly over Parliament Square between 9:30 AM and 11:30 AM British Standard Time. That is going to be funny. As always, City Hall has been working in very close coordination with the Metropolitan Police and other key agencies to ensure this protest is able to be carried out in a safe and secure way, a spokesman for the mayor said. And that's the traffic controllers spokesperson said, "Following a thorough evaluation, we are satisfied that the balloon will have no impact on normal air traffic operations. The Met Police has also approved the flight, and accordingly, air traffic control permission has been granted." And this is the the ad that was banned by Sadiq Khan back in 2015, and that's why he's in a yellow bikini. And all I can say is ha 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 ha. But at least he's happy to laugh at himself. And the one thing that I wanted to quickly just touch upon as well is not the fact that it's happening, but how much money did they raise here? How much money did they raise? Campaigners raised £58,182 for the 29-foot baby Khan, which will fly over Parliament Square on the 1st of September. 58,000, almost £60,000 was raised to make this blimp. Yeah, like, it's just, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. If I felt that people wanted to bring me off the internet that much, that they would get a blimp version of me, then I would be absolutely ecstatic. It's pretty good likeness as well. And so that's all for in other news this week. Yeah, exactly. Everyone voted for him. They don't know what they're voting for. But yes, let's nip into Metro Moments. So unfortunately, I don't have a copy of today's Metro. But what we'll do is I'll pretend to read from the Metro, giving away all my story secrets now, but I'll pretend to read from the Metro. But I went to the Metro website, so this is like a digital version of the same show. So let's have a look at some of these stories that were actually, again, amazing stories. So I'm going to crack some of them open, and some of them actually relate to stuff that we've been talking about, and I got another video to show you as well. And whoops, let's just get some of these open for the first Metro moment. So the first Metro moment, which I think is a bit of a weird one, really, which is this. So in Metro Moments, Halle Berry calls out Prince Harry after discovering he had a poster of her on dorm room wall. Teenage boys often have posters plastered on their wall of their celebrity crushes. It's nice to know Prince Harry was no exception. Well, we know. Well, without sounding too crass, at least we know his type. Anyway, Halle Berry, the lad who was in line for the throne went gaga over Halle Berry apparently after a photo of his dorm room at Eton College resurfaced this week. And who is front and centre on a weird hippie rug hanging on his wall? Well, that would be actress Halle Berry in a bikini. The photo has found its way back onto the internet where it belongs, and Halle herself has stumbled upon it. And she took the chance to call the princess, who is married to former Suits actress Meghan Markle, now Duchess of Sussex, out on the now 33-year-old sweet homage. Okay, Prince Harry, I see you. And there she is. She's not in a bikini. She's not in a, but they said she was in a bikini. She's not in a bikini. She's just in a, oh wait, is that her in a bikini there? Oh, there she is, you can see. But that's just Prince Harry. That's just her. Anyway, commenting on the photo on Twitter, the Monsters Ball star, we bet he didn't expect that. She added the laughing emoji. It's a lot of story. The teen was 18 at the time of the photo shoot, with other random teenage boy items spread over the place. It's just about what he did when he was 18. The Duke of Sussex sang a Hamilton song about his ancestor King George III after he and Meghan Markle attended yesterday night's show as guests of honour. They went and saw Hamilton. Oh, that's what I mean. They're the cool guys. They are the cool couple. They are the cool millennial couple. And so in other news, Metro Moments, pictures show drowning. A moment woman is safe from drowning in huge waves. The moment a woman is rescued from drowning in huge waves after getting sucked out to sea while swimming has been captured in a series of dramatic photographs. Lifeguards managed to rescue the woman just in time before she was completely swallowed by dangerous swells off Bronte Beach near Sydney, Australia. So here you go. The woman is spotted screaming for help. Woman has not been named, is understood to have found herself in trouble after going for a morning swim. In the pictures, rescuer Troy Stewart is seen darting through the swirling water to save her. Moments earlier, fellow lifesaver Andrew Reader joked with a colleague about not wanting to go anywhere near the intense waves. He then noticed the woman waving and screaming for help. She's almost engulfed by the giant waves. The woman was, who is taking these photos? Pictures from Getty. And then there she goes. A reacher reaches her as her head disappears under the water. Saves her life, brings her out. I started running down and saw she was in a precarious spot. Copping 10-foot sets. She looked tiny, and all I could think was, how did she get out there? And then she saved her. I'm a very small cog in that wheel. He described the woman as a very lucky lady, and she probably owes her life to her surfing rescuers. And you can see she saved her life, brought her out. She is tiny. Witnesses get her out after she finally is sure. She's barely able to walk over to the ordeal. Look at her struggling to take in air. She almost drowned and died. And then the woman is said to have been extremely grateful to the surfers who saved her life. And she is very, very happy. Andrew Phil said he was worried the woman still had salt water in her lungs after the dramatic rescue operation in which she was taken to hospital. So that's a nice bit of story. And then also, very scary story, and this is a Birmingham story, so I thought I'd get it in. A violent fight. Oh, here we go. Woman beaten up on train for throwing sandwich at other passengers. A violent fight broke out on a train from London to Birmingham after a woman allegedly threw her sandwich at other passengers. The people who started fighting are believed to have been on their way home from the Notting Hill Carnival, which was held at the weekend. The woman who accused the alleged sandwich thrower tells the man known as the dickhead in the dungarees and woman known only as Pineapple Girl, don't make me take my wig off and I will punch you into next week. So, I mean, as we've been watching stuff, I mean, we have to watch this video really, don't we? So, strap yourselves in for some hilarity.
You were sitting there like a pussy going shush shush. So you're obviously through the sandwich now. As I said, I will punch you into next week so you can tell me what the weather's like.
That line, favourite line of all time. I will punch you into next week and you can tell me what the weather's like. That's fantastic. Apologies.
And I'll punch you as well. Don't try me.
Now look at this guy over here. Oh, it won't let me pause it, but look.
Don't get on a high because you've been at Carney today getting a wine. Okay. Don't get on a high. You're throwing food like you're 10. Sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
I'm not doing what you want to tell me to do.
Yeah, well, you're not going to throw food at me, are you? You're not going to throw food at me, are you?
You're going to slap me into next week.
You think I'm going to
slap me into
jail for you?
Slap me into
next week. You think I'm going to jail for you? You think I'm going to jail for you? You think I'm going to jail for you?
I'm not saying you want to go
You're throwing food like a child.
Slap me into next
People on the train that want to go home.
You're the one raising your voice.
I don't give a fuck because the sandwich went over my head, bitch. What?
And that was me. That was me. That was me.
It was you or this dickhead in the dungarees?
No, that was us.
So who was it then? Who was it then?
We don't know.
Who was it then, Pineapple Girl?
I haven't fucking...
Who was it then,
Pineapple Girl.
So why is he sitting there? Why is he sitting there?
I've been sitting there.
Why is he sitting there going shush?
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Voice of reason. Look, yeah, I love that. The guy, the dickhead in the dungarees, I love that. Look, there are other people on this train. Can you just calm down, please? Let's continue, let's continue.
Listen, I will take off my wig right now and deal with both of you. Don't let me take off my wig. You're throwing sandwiches on the bus, on the train.
No, I'm not. Am I?
You're not bad.
Am I?
What do you think I'm a dickhead?
Am I very?
Oh, there's some old Asian men on that train. Oops, sorry. There's some old Asian men on that train that are like, what the hell's going on? And someone's going, ooh. Also, if you notice, the copyright is Facebook and this Cooler Keenest guy. So as I've said before, if you put something on Facebook, you do not own the rights to it. What does everyone think that they own the rights to it? If you put it on Facebook, it's now Facebook's. They will shout you out by putting your name up there, but they're not giving you any money. It's Facebook's are the ones that get the do-re-mis. Anyway, let's continue.
What are you gonna do? Do you think I'm a fucking dickhead? Come here, pussy. Come here, pussy. Come here, pussy. What? Don't try to me again. Why are you asking me like that? You want it again? What again? What again? What have I done to you? What have I actually done to you? Bitch.
Well. Wellity. Well, that was absolutely insane. I watched that earlier on today, and I remember thinking, like, how crazy is it going to get where someone has to pull their wig off? Like, she pulled her wig off. She did say she'd pull her wig off. And to be honest, she did say that she would slap her into next week. And looking at it, she did seem to slap her into next week. I mean, probably like midway through next week. I don't think she got the whole way into next week, but definitely slapped her into next week. And then she like went to curb stomp her and stuff. Like, it's just terrible. People get up and start leaving because they're like, the white people get up and start leaving, and then a black fellow comes over and says, come on man, calm down. And then Pineapple Girl starts to go, well, what did I even do to you? Well, what did I even, why are you even trying to engage now? Why are you trying to engage? You know that she's just slapping you in the face as hard as she can. Probably got rings on her hands as well. The other guy who comes in and starts hitting the dickhead in the dungarees, like, you could see like the total difference and dichotomy between those two groups of people. There was two that were like, or just because you went to carnival and got a wine on today, it's like it seemed like two totally diametrically opposed like groups of people who just went like, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. They were gonna fight anyway. But I don't understand why she was talking to other people about it. And also, think about it. Someone threw a sandwich. It's normally when someone throws a chair. And that's what I learned in the Boondocks. But, yeah. But let's get back to the rest of the story, because obviously there is story to this. So you've seen the video now. As you see, Pineapple Girl's quite an attractive young lady. But anyway, other passengers initially ignore what's going on, some moving to the other parts of the train before one of them eventually steps in to break up the fight. A spokesman for British Transport Police said, we are aware of footage circulating on social media showing an assault on board a Chiltern train. We believe it relates to an incident which took place on a train between London and Snow Hill at 9:50 on the 27th of August. An investigation into the incident is underway. No arrests have been made at this time. Anyone with information is asked to contact the British Transport Police. She took off her wig, and oh, look at them cornrows. The pair argued for a while before a fight broke out. The two men started fighting with each other as well. Picture, Facebook. The fight broke out on a train on London to Birmingham, carrying people who had been to Notting Hill Carnival. That is quite the large posterior. Passengers moved away from them, and the fight broke out eventually. Oh, that's it's not a good reel. It's not really good still, is it? Wah. Wah. Anyway, it's a big old booty, that is. Police said they are aware of the incident, but no arrests have been made. Why are they ending on this? Why are they ending on this picture? That's absolutely terrible. But, you know, I guess, and you can see there's other people there just trying to do their work, yeah. But imagine if you were on that train, yeah, trying to just like slip back because you've been to Notting Hill Carnival and you like lying to your parents about it, and then this turns up, this big old butt turns up, and you're like, you were on that train? No, I wasn't. Yes, you were. How do you know? Because these two people started having a stupid ass fight on it for some reason. Anyway, next to another Metro moment. So this is, we looked at the Metro the other day, and there was a story about a woman that was ringing people's doorbells, and it was all really weird. And she was just there in the middle of the night ringing the doorbells. So the boyfriend of a woman who was filmed frantically ringing random doorbells has been found dead after shooting himself. The man was discovered at home in Montgomery, Texas yesterday, close to where the woman was caught on CCTV last Friday. Sheriff's Officer Scott Spencer confirmed they attended a property on Sunrise Pines Drive and found a man who had died from a single gunshot wound to his head. They had been called after the man reportedly made threats of suicide, the Mail Online reported. Officer Spencer said when deputies arrived at the scene, they were unable to get an answer at the door and at that time forced entry. Police have not revealed the identities of the couple, but added the woman from Dallas was being looked after by her family. Residents said she rang around 5 doorbells after appearing to be in distress at approximately 3 a.m. Also reported she had restraints around her wrists and wasn't wearing any trousers or shoes. None of the residents managed to speak to her. You can see the picture of a very spooky figure on someone's Ring doorbell. And also, can we just talk about Ring doorbells and how everyone seems to have video surveillance on their doorsteps now? It's a little bit paranoid, isn't it? But I mean, when stuff like this is happening, you need to know if there's a beautiful woman in shackles at your doorstep. A police officer and the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department said the woman was a victim of family violence. Rachel Dennison had been convinced that she was She was her missing sister, Caitlin Dennison, 19, but this was not the case. She disappeared in January after leaving hometown Reno, Nevada, with a man she'd known for a short while. Caitlin Dennison went missing in January. Very, very pretty girl. Very pretty lady. Caitlin had told her family she was heading to Texas, but they haven't heard from her since. Her sister Rachel is particularly concerned. She apparently told her the man she was with made her scared for my life. She did not give them his name. Caitlin's description in January was 5 foot tall, 120 pounds, and having blue eyes and blonde hair. If you look at her, there does seem to be kind of resemblance, maybe. But I mean, wow. Just wow. I mean, it's just one of those stories where I guess he killed himself because they found his slave, a very, very unfunny version of the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. But don't you think it's crazy that she knocked on all those people's doors, and it was 3 a.m. in the morning. That was obviously the night she escaped. Where is she now? Let's hope she's okay. Let's hope he didn't, you know. Let's hope they don't find her body in that place. Let's just say that. Now, another Metro. Let's zip through our last few Metro moments that I've got ready here, and here we are. So, very, very, very annoying story. In other news, Metro moments. This is why a Christmas tree appeared outside of Tesco in August. May not be another 4 months till Christmas, but that's not stopping staff at a branch of Tesco's from getting into the festive spirit. They become the first supermarket in the country to put up a Christmas tree. The 25-foot tree had been erected in the car park of a store in Cambridge, complete with fairy lights. But before you get your knickers in a twist about Christmas coming early every year, Tesco said it was taken down by 8 a.m. It was actually a prop for their Christmas advert. They're already doing their Christmas advert. Well, it is almost September. A shopper who saw the tree yesterday said it was just while we were popping into Tesco's and took a photo, otherwise people wouldn't believe us. We're thinking more on the lines of, what is the world coming to when it's Christmas in August in the Tesco car park? I mean, I know the shops are bringing Christmas stuff in earlier and earlier. The Christmas tree in August is just odd. Rob James, who also spotted the tree while shopping at Tesco, just seen a Christmas tree getting decorated in the car park of Newmarket Road at Tesco. It's bonkers. I don't understand why it was there. Other shoppers also reported seeing hordes of Christmas stock on the shelves of Tesco, including cards and festive-themed box of chocolates. However, Tesco has appeared to find the funny side as they replied to Rob on Twitter saying, "Hi Rob, oh that's a bit early, isn't it? 117 sleeps to go. I hope it'll be decorated with Halloween decorations first." Whoops. And in other news, Kirsty Young stepping down from Desert Island Discs as she battles fibromyalgia. Bit of a very very sad story. Fibromyalgia affects people by they have very, very low energy levels. They are also prone to some diseases as well. Their immune systems are quite low. And Desert Island Discs, she was the first. Yeah, its story is a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah. Now, Kirsty Young is stepping down from Desert Island Discs, and Kirsty Young was known as the first woman to step out from behind the news desk on Channel 5 News in their groundbreaking "Get Her Out from Behind the Desk" news. And she was there for the beginning. She's 49 years old. Casting away some of the world's most fascinating people is a wonderful job. However, having to take some time away from Desert Island Discs as I'm suffering from a form of fibromyalgia. Lauren Laverne will be taking her place. Lauren Laverne, quite a funny person. And for those of you who don't know what Desert Island Discs is, it's a show where celebrities go on and talk about the CDs, music, and what it means to them and what they'd bring if they only could bring a few tracks onto a desert island, hence the song Desert Island Discs. Or just know this story. Lady Gaga posts 3 completely nude photos on Instagram because it's Wednesday. But fibromyalgia, chronic condition, muscle fatigue and stuff. Desert Island Discs holds in the heart of the British public. So much of that is down to the warmth, wit and peerless skill of Kirsty Young. And Lauren Laverne, and it said it develops between the ages of 30 and 50, and it's very, very sad. Wish you'll return. And Kirsty, then the main presenter, very sad story, really. In other news, Metro moments. Marks and Spencer's will no longer give you plastic cutlery with your lunch. Pretty big story. Pretty big story. Supermarkets seem to be doing their bit for the environment, we reported that Iceland is offering plastic-free chewing gum. Yes, chewing gum often contains plastic, and trialling reverse vending machines. That Morrison's is rewarding customers who use plastic containers to take home meat and fish, and that Tesco is turning wonky fruit and veggies into smoothies, all in the name of reducing waste and preventing further plastic being created and thrown into landfills. Now, Marks Spencer is joining the eco-friendly ranks by taking away plastic cutlery and only offering wooden forks, spoons and knives. When you pop into your local M&S for lunch, you'll find knives and forks made of wood, which is more sustainable than plastic and is using less energy for production. The supermarket aims to replace all existing cutlery with the environmentally friendly alternatives across its stores. It will no longer produce any new plastic cutlery and will only sell through ones that are currently available to buy. We're passionate about cutting out the unnecessary use of plastic and helping our customers reuse and recycle more. Coffee giants Pret started a similar move, Pret-a-Manger. Pret started a similar move earlier in the year, introducing wooden alternatives, but unfortunately it didn't go down very well. Though most consumers appreciate the environmental endeavours on the coffee shop's part, they complained about the new spoons or sporks, made it difficult to eat yogurts and soups. They've now gone to the drawing board and are retesting other compostable cutlery. So compostable cutlery is the kind of cutlery that you can put and compost. So it's normally made of natural fibers and stuff that you can compost up. And I think we've got one more Metro story, or is that it? Is that all I've got? That's it. That is, I think, unless I've got any other random stories out here. No, that is everything for today's prepared Metro Moments. So we leave you today with, coming in an hour, with saying, if you like the show and you like what's going on at the moment, you like what I'm up to, then thank you very much for popping along. If you're watching me on Twitch, if you're watching me on Twitter, if you're watching me on YouTube, if you're watching me on the Periscopes, thank you very much for joining this evening. And I'd like to just say as well, thank you to everyone who has been helping to get this news round out there and for bearing with me with learning as I'm going, and thank you for dealing with me. But if you'd like to help the channel and help me support me for a lot of the things that I'm doing right now, you can go to fowloriginal.com, which is this website right here. If you go to fowloriginal.com, you can go down to one of the support the channel section. If you go to support the channel section, we click that, then it will take you to a few of these links. If you click the donate button, that's PayPal donation, it will crack open PayPal for you and you can pop in however much you want, say $25 if you wanted, for par example. And then you can make that a monthly donation if you want, which will totally help me out. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can help a starving brown man to have a cup of coffee. And you can make that a monthly donation. You can also write a note to me if you want and say thanks for the lols. And if you log into your PayPal there, if you're already in PayPal, it will just basically go straight through. And that is, whoops, that is not what you need to see. That's a restream. But that is basically it. And if you can use your normal credit and debit as well, and that would really help me out for what I'm doing at present. Now, on Saturday night, we will be doing All In, which is, I'm trying to figure out how to watch, and it's still being released information at the moment, which is why I haven't put an exact time on it yet, but I'm trying to figure out how to watch 0 Hour. I'm going to be ordering on the Fight Network, so I'm going to be watching that show. We'll be watching it, doing a weekly wrestling recap potentially Saturday just beforehand, where we talk a little bit about the show and what's going on about it. That happens all on Fowl Original Wrestling, which I guess I could show you now if you wanted. Which if you go to, well, if you just go to youtube.com/Fowl Original Wrestling, it's the second channel that I have, and we do loads of stuff on there similar to this, but we have other stuff going on as well, and we'll be doing predictions, which I've kind of done in the show before, and we'll do a little wrap of what's happening in the week's news. It's a watch along, so we can all watch along and marvel at the craziness and insanity that will be happening that evening. I may also potentially do a World of Sport watch along on that night as well, keep the wrestling stuff going, but it all depends on what goes on tomorrow. And obviously that is going to be the end for the show tonight, but I want to leave you with something, like I always do. We started tonight with Babes in the Woods, so I'm going to end with this because in honor, I guess, of our Lord and Master lady here, I'm going to put on this show. So, 1 second. So here we go. It's only very short, but let's pop this on. So I just wanted to say, as I said, I wanted to say thank you very much to everyone so far for joining in. Thank you to all the peeps that are popping up. And let's end it with this. Absolutely terrible. Now, what I would love for you guys to go to fowlerism.com to help support, and as I said, all the other ways of helping out.